There's one particular line during this movie, something that actually, if you think about it, turns out to be a great piece of life advice, something that is absolutely life-altering, something you need to put in the very back of your mind and always remember that it's there so you can bring forth this piece of advice, something that you should put into the very fabric, the very fiber of your being, your mind, body, and soul should remember this and should live by this moniker, and that is, I got 4 words for you, buddy. Listen to the woman. And also, there's an overriding theme during this particular movie, something about honkies not having hops, crackers unable to lift themselves off the goddamn ground without help. If only there was another way to say it. I think I got it, but first, I'm John Rankin with the Retro Review of White Men Can't Jump. Oh, there it is. White men can't jump. Ya Caucasians, ya don't got the hops. Man, I sound so goddamn white saying that, fitting, because I am really, really goddamn white, almost translucent. Yes, from 1992, writer-director Ron Shelton, who did Bull Durham, Cobb, Tin Cup, not 2 Girls, 1 Tin Cup, you're welcome for that, and also Hollywood Homicide. Yeah, it's had quite the eclectic collection of movies. I mean, he's actually written more than he's directed, but yeah, the director of Bull Durham did this. Now, I have not seen this movie in years, and the remake, why they need a remake I don't know, is coming out in a few days as of this recording. Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, Rosie Perez. Now, I have nothing against Rosie Perez as a person, but I have never been able to understand more than 50% of what she goddamn says at any point. I mean, honestly, it's insane. Tyra Farrell was in this as well, and a few other people, names I had to write down. Kareem Hardison, Ernest Hardin Jr., and John Marshall Jones, and various other people. You will recognize a lot of character actors and a lot of people that had a pretty good career in Hollywood. Also, you get some jazz singers that really should have been given more money by Woody Harrelson's Billy, Don't Be a Hero, Billy Hoyle, or Billy Ho, as Wesley Snipes calls him. And yes, Wesley Snipes, before, well, he decided to not play ball with the IRS and everything and get a massive, massive, massive ego. I believe this was the same year that Passenger 57 came out. I forgot all about Passenger 57 until I thought about the year. Wesley Snipes as Blade, he was great. And unfortunately, pretty much ever since Blade 3, it has just been all downhill. I mean, he's had some roles, but nevertheless. This, I guess, is considered a cult classic. The thing about this movie is there's no massive story. It's about the characters. That's what it basically is. We have Sidney, played by Wesley Snipes, and Billy, Don't Be a Hero. Yeah, sorry, MST3K quotes ingrained in my very mind and body for the rest of my life, and likely for the rest of my afterlife. They need to find a way to make money. They both have reasons for why they need to make money. Sidney wants to get his wife and child out of a particularly bad area, and Billy doesn't want to be a hero, shouldn't try to be a hero, wants to help Gloria, played by Rosie Perez, Gloria. No, there's no drinking yourself to death like there was for Gloria. Okay, that's mean. That's really goddamn mean. Poor Laura Branigan. Can't help but break out in Gloria whenever I hear that. Break out in Gloria. That sounds like something that I should go to the clinic for. So, yeah, basically, they share jokes, they share laughs, a love of music, a camaraderie that gets fractured constantly, and also it becomes very obvious that Gloria and Billy are in a super toxic relationship. Very, very toxic. So goddamn toxic, it reminded me of a few relationships I've been in. I have been both the toxic person and the person on the receiving end of said toxicity. And yeah, sometimes people, even if they can fuck real good, shouldn't probably be in a relationship. I mean, really, be with the person that you should love, not the one that you want to be with, not the one that you want to fuck with. Well, that's gonna get me in trouble. It's just character driven. That's basically the story. I mean, that's pretty much it. I still say Billy should have given the jazz singers that 50, or maybe had a 20 and then given them the 20 instead of giving them $1, because those guys actually were pretty good jazz singers. Let me just say right now, jazz music, tremendous, really great stuff. I mean, maybe it wasn't entirely jazz, but that kind of music I can dive into. Also, some very, 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 very early 90s music in this. I mean, makes sense. It was out in 1992, but good Lord. I remember I was 11 when this movie came out, and the fact that those were fashionable, that was fashionable shit back then. I'm talking about the clothes, not the music. It's ridiculous. Why did anybody dress like that? Genuine question. That's including white people. You know, the lone white person that we had in this goddamn movie until the Jeopardy scene. And basically, it turns out Billy actually can play quite well for a white man. He's pretty fly for a white guy. Do. So anyway, there is a line, of course, Wesley Snipes being very charismatic, because Wesley Snipes, at the peak of his powers and at his best, is a really good actor and really good with comedic timing. He's playing around, oh, it's pretty, it's so pretty. There are some quotable lines, some that involve racial slurs that I'm not going to say here. Billy has to earn money to pay off a debt. Basically, he was supposed to throw a basketball game. These mobsters lost some money, and also some other shit going on. And then there's one guy, Raymond, tries to get some money for a pickup game, and this one guy says one of the funny lines there, Raymond, is that you? Take that mask off. God damn it, Raymond. Everybody hates Raymond in this case. Sidney says, hey, Billy, why don't we fleece these people and hustle them? Turns out Sidney has his own reasons, because, again, he wants to get his wife and child out of the project, seemingly. Even though it doesn't look like the best apartment complex. I don't know if it's necessarily projects. I don't know that much about California geography. But nevertheless, Raymond didn't like being fleeced, and then they all ran away. They bond over music. You hear, or it's like some music goes, do you hear it, but do you listen to it? You listen to it, but do you hear it? Do you really feel this music? And some other good stuff here. We get a sex scene. I did remember that at this point, Rosie Perez had pretty nice tits. Oh, that's going to get all my female audience to go away. And she says, men always feel like they can solve a woman's problems. I mean, fair, but there are times where guys actually do listen and women don't feel that they listen. And times where women think that a man's listening and he actually doesn't, and where men probably should listen. Listen to your goddamn partner, regardless of what gender or what planet you come from. Assuming you're from another world. In fact, greetings, our alien overlords. And Rhonda, Tyra Farrell, is just really worried. She just says, let's keep, you have this side job. Apparently, Wesley Snipes does house construction that we see evidence of in all of one scene. So, more hustling time. They get hustled. Gloria has had it with Sidney. She goes to get the money back. There's rules to hustling. Is it like rules to surviving a scary movie? No, it's not that. Hey, here's what you're going to do. We came up with the idea, the women did. Gloria and Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda, get me out of the projects. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Okay, I'm done with the song references. I'm not. Go in the tournament and win it. So they do. Let's just say that there are some funny exchanges over race, color, creed, and funny as far as like how everybody's like trying to get each other angry, especially Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. And then Woody keeps fucking up with money because he either goes double or nothing, or he keeps losing money because he makes the wrong bets, and everybody, you can only play the system so goddamn much. And they each get $5,000. Well, then, he like plays the thing where I want to prove white men can jump. I'll bet you my part of the money. Instead of maybe, I don't know, like being smart about this whole damn thing and not doing it. He tries to prove he can dunk, but he can't. He buys Gloria a dress, but then, he keeps saying it, and it didn't happen. You happened again because you keep fucking up and everything. And also, meanwhile, Gloria has been educating herself a whole lot because she wants to get on Jeopardy, excel, win the cash prize, and there you go right there. The mobsters show up while the apartment's on fire because Gloria leaves, and the mobsters say, they kidnap Billy and says, okay, 1 week and I'll get the money. Then he asks Sidney for help. Sidney asks a friend of his for help and says, can you help Billy be a hero? Gets Gloria on Jeopardy. She excels. Then he sings to her. By the way, rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Mania 7 celebrity guest host. That was really good. Well, celebrity guest. I call him the guest host. I like Alex Trebek. Anyway, he sings to her, and they get together. She basically says, here's some money. Go get some clothes. Let's go get a real job. Let's excel. And then meanwhile, Sydney's apartment gets tossed over. Stuff gets stolen, including the $5,000. Gets all wrecked up. Now he says, Billy, please help. Gloria says, if you help him, I'm leaving you. To be fair, toxic relationship, so maybe he didn't. And I'm not saying it's all on her, because it is on Billy too. Billy's an idiot. I mean, he's an idiot. He respects his own skills, but he's also an idiot. Gloria also, at times, is a little bit too demanding. A little bit too much. Because, let's just say she made some bad deals that kind of led to Billy having to get into that basketball game. So it's a give and take thing, meaning they can give blame and they can also take blame, except they both don't. She leaves, and they do one last hustle where they win the money, and he's hoping that Gloria will come back to him like she always has. I got 4 words of advice for you. Listen to the woman. Mobsters get the money. They pretend they have Billy fake his death, and then he needs to get a job, and he has Sydney help him. And now they're going to do roofing and house construction together, and seemingly everything's fine, I guess. I mean, they got money from the last street court deal ever, I guess. It was a fun movie, but I do say this is very much a product of its time. I don't think it's as great as everybody says it is. I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. And I don't think the remake's going to be all that good. In fact, by the time most of you watch this, it may already be time for me to post the remake, the review of the remake. Hooray! So, it was fine for what it is. Agreed, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.